And our plans, we plan a lot, but then God says it's something else. Rabbois machshavos b'leiv ish. There's many, many thoughts and plans we have. Va'atzas Hashem yisakum. But the plan of God will win in the end. Which means a big part of emunah is knowing I thought that it had to be this way. But then Hashem made it different. So I have to be okay with that. Not only okay, I have to know that's the best plan. God's plans are never second best. They're always the best. But we usually push away from that. No, God, I know better than you. I've been doing this a long time, a good 18 years. And even though you've been, doing this since infinity. So, we just act illogically. And let's go with Hashem's plans. I wanted to talk today about a part of the Seder called the Maror. What's the Maror all about?
Bitterness.
The bitter herbs. What kind of bitterness?
It's used to represent the bitterness of the conditions in Egypt at the time.
We went through some pretty bitter stuff, right? Some big challenges in Mitzrayim. And Maror means that it was very, very painful. Yemaras chayim. And they made our life extremely bitter. And we eat the bitter herbs to remember. Oh, here we are. So, remember when we sang the song, the 15-step song? And I said to the Oilam, I said, everyone, remember the way the song goes, because when Jews do something, it has a lot of hidden meaning. So I'll sing it again. Excuse me if you've heard it before. Gadei shurchatz karpas yachatz magid rochza moitzi matza moror koirech shulchan oirech tzafun borech halel niratzah. So I mentioned last time that isn't it interesting how when we say Maror, our voice gets like as if it's like the redemption. Yeah, like it's special. But it's Maror. I thought we would have gone up and, Hallel. Why do we go up? Or Magid. The one thing that I would have thought would have been Maror. That would have been the worst. Somehow becomes like the crescendo point. Isn't that funny? Why is that? Why is Maror such a high point in the song? I have to tell you a story. It's a Rabbi Nachman story. That there was two sadly homeless people. And we have a big mitzvah when someone's homeless to help them. Klal Yisrael does unbelievable things to make sure that the homeless have where to eat. The beginning of the Seder, of the Passover night, we say, Kol dichvan yesev v'yechol. Anybody who's hungry, come and eat. We open up our doors. Please come and join us for the Passover Seder. So these two homeless people, and one was a Yid. There was one that was Jewish. And they would hang out together under the bridge and, going around, helping each other find food. And they knew, though, because this Jew said, you should know, there's one night of the year that you get ready. You want a meal that's going to sustain you for a while, my friend? Get ready for the Passover Seder. This is a meal that's going to be so good. And the whole time, this hobo guy is like, this is going to be great. It's Passover night. Okay, we're just going to dress you up a little bit. You'll come in, pretend, put a kippah on your head, and you're going to go in, you're going to say, can I come in for the Passover Seder? So finally the day came. He said, don't worry, you don't need to eat anything, get ready. This night, the meal is unbelievable. Fine. So finally the great night came, and the Yid, he told him, he said, you go to this shul at that time, and you say that you need a Passover Seder, I'm going to go to my meal. Okay, we'll meet back here late at night under the bridge, and we'll tell each other how the meals went. Fine. So the Yid goes, and he finds his shul, and he goes to his Seder. The other person, he goes to the shul. He's like waiting, It's like extra long prayer services tonight. You say hello. It's a long time. Finally, they get to the house. He is hungry at this point. And do you know what they do? Right when they get to the house, okay, everything's getting organized. They give him a pillow. Oh, this is nice. They give him a nice chair to lean back on. This is very, very nice. I really like this. They make kiddush. He also has a cup. Ooh, kiddush has a way of making you hungry. You're ready to go. And then, of course, what do? They go to wash. Urchatz. He's so excited. Oh, it's going to be great for the Suda. All of a sudden, what do they bring out? A piece of celery. Where's the bread? Where's the meat? Okay, it's Passover. There's no bread, but where's the meat? And not only a piece, he's about to eat a whole bunch of these, potatoes, celery. No, don't eat too much. Less than a gazais. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, fine. What happens next? So, before he knows it, they say, ooh, let's get the matzahs out. Oh, now finally. They break the matzah. What about eating it? Oh no, we're not eating it yet. Don't worry about it. They take the bigger piece, they hide it away. Where's it going? I want to eat that matzah. No, don't worry about it. Now, Magid. Oh, Magid. This is going to be great. It's a few pages, right? He looks at the thing. This is like most of us growing up in the temple services. Okay, so Rosh Hashanah. Okay, so how many more are left? And by the way, I would never have my tzimah. It's just every page is delicious. It's an afikoim. Okay, going, and then dipping the wine, and just talking about the matzah, holding it up, pointing to the meat on the plate. He's like, you could hear his stomach grumbling. He's thinking it's one of the 10 makkos. It's like so loud. Finally, Rachza. They say, okay, go to wash. The moment we've been waiting for. The big meal. He goes to wash. What do? Matzah now. Don't put anything on it. Just some matzah. It's okay, it starts eating the matzah. Like, oh my goodness. But where's the meat? I was told this is going to be an amazing meal tonight. So much matzah on an empty stomach. It's sometimes a little bit hard. Don't worry. Maror. Take this really, really bitter stuff and get it down. Fast, make sure. K'dei pras. 2 minutes ideally. He's taking out, his ears are blowing off, when they get super red from the maror. Going nuts. It's like, where's the food? No, we're not ready for that. Now take the matzah and the maror and eat it together. It's like, where's the meat? The guy says, I'm out of here. Runs away. I'm out of here. It's crazy Jews. What are they doing? This is supposed to be their night of salvation, of redemption. I had foods that were the epitome of slavery. He gets to his place, to his underneath bridge. Many hours later, the Yid comes back from the Seder and says, what? I told you, it's good stuff. I said, you Jews are crazy. It took us 5 hours in shul. I came back. We had nothing. I got a little piece of celery. They wouldn't let me have so much of it. And then we had a dry piece of cracker and something so bitter. And then we had them together. And that was it. It was horrible. And the Jew said to him, you fool! You fool! If you would have stayed there one more second, they were about to bring out the Shulchan Aruch. They were about to bring out a feast fit for kings. The maror. Right when things got bitter, you booked it. You jumped ship. You got all crazy. You made too much of it. You should have waited, because everybody knows right after the Maror is the feast. Right after the Maror is the feast. And what Reb Nachman was saying is, right after the Maror of your life, when things are getting really bitter, if you just wait, there's about to be a Geula. The whole rest of the night is all about Geula. That's the tipping point. Right there, after the Maror, the redemption begins. Everything becomes redemptive. What Reb Nachman was saying is that when things get a little bit bitter, we go meshugana, we go crazy, saying, hold on, Rabbi, hold on. The Rishiner famously said that we know that when Mashiach comes, the period leading right up to it is called Chevlei Mashiach, the birth pangs of Mashiach. Because Mashiach coming is compared to a woman giving birth. That Mashiach coming into the world is something that was not and now is being birthed, even though Mashiach was, so to speak, in utero. But when Mashiach comes to the world, it's going to seem like, oh my God, a new reality just came into the world. A messianic reality. But before a woman gives birth, it's a bit intense. The birth pangs, right before the baby's born, are the most intense. For 9 months, it's basically okay. Basically. And all of a sudden, right before is the most painful, and then there's a baby. In a second, that's it, the baby's here. So that's one shot in the words Chevlei Mashiach. Chevlei Mashiach, the birth pangs. Says the Rishiner, what is a chevel? A rope. A rope. What does it mean, the rope of Mashiach? So remember this your whole life. The Rishiner says, right before Mashiach comes, that the angel Gabriel and the angel Michael, the two great, great angels, those great ministering angels, Gabriel and Michael, are going to take a giant spiritual rope and they're going to wrap it around the earth. And they're going to start shaking terra firma. In case you haven't felt the world shaking a little bit. I don't mean earthquakes. I mean spiritually things are shaking more than they ever have before. And they're going to shake the world. Chevlei Mashiach. And your job right at the end of days is just hold on. Hold on to your emunah. Hold on. I know there's a lot of maror right now. I know it feels like you've had a few kazesim of maror. And you're being fed a lot of challenge, a lot of bitterness. But just hold on. Hold on. That's what that Yid was telling him. You should have just waited. When things get challenging, don't just, I'm out of here. Yeshiva's challenging, forget about it. Shabbos, right then and there. Exactly. The guy goes to the gym. And he could lift it. But he's like, forget about it. Is he going to become ripped? Never, right? If he gives up, right, push, right? The best coaches are the ones that, like they say, the first, 10 reps are nothing. It's always the last rep. It's all about that. No, I can't, you can. You can. Right? That one, when I can't, and you do. That's why the best coaches, they have their fingers like this, right? Like they help it, but not really. Like, I'm helping you. Yeah, they just pretend, but do, but not. And that's the mar. And right then, the Shulchan Aruch, everything opens up. That's the birth pangs of Mashiach. We're at that time right now. So remember, my friends, when you're eating the mar at the Seder, and especially when you have the horseradish, and it's stark, and you realize that you think of all the slavery that we went through all the generations, that we're still going through, the spiritual slavery of the Pharaoh inside of us that's making us small and enslaved, and that taskmaster that's taking over our brains and making us follow whatever our animal instincts are telling us to do. And we're going through that challenge and we're saying, but I can't. And then you're eating the maror. And as you're tasting the maror, you already realize, there's a secret in the maror, that one more moment, and it's going to turn into the greatest salvation. We should have the merit of this, my friends, on this Pesach, Mamish, of Korban Pesach, Mashiach, Tzidken, Amen. Kol Tuv. Thank you. Kol tov, kol tov. Shkoyach. With pleasure. Okay, you want to come out?
Yes, I'm going to get you back. Because you're not my father.
Oh, it's a goodbye. Where's the...
That's not it.